I didn't think this was going to have as much backlash as there seemingly was, because while the issue is like really stupid and like an amateur move, it really doesn't change anything at the end of the day. It just is like a bad look. So if you don't know, another thing happened with OTK and, or I guess I should say Starforge, but they're pretty much one and the same. And they had to come out and address it. And it's about Starforge and how much they're charging their EU customers, because they just announced that you can now buy their computers if you live in the EU, which is great, I guess, if you like buying overpriced PCs. But if you missed the saga, some quick recaps. Artesian Build was like the streamer PC building company. It pretty much sponsored every large streamer and it was doing really well for itself, or people thought, because what happened was they went bankrupt because they were stupid enough that they did a giveaway and the person that won it didn't have enough influence in their mind, so they said, screw that, we're not giving it to you, and they re-rolled it, and then it just spiraled, and 2 months later it filed for bankruptcy. And then OTK swooped in along with some other investors and created Starforge PCs, which is they just bought all of Artesian Build's old inventory and created a company. However, it was North America shipping only, so you could only get it in, I think, like USA and Canada, which upset a lot of their EU fans because they want to buy their streamer's favorite PC, because they want to give their millionaire streamers more money. But sure, if you don't know how to build a PC, all of the pre-build companies are pretty much the same, so might as well pick your favorite streamer, right? So they announced it, and it seems to be going well. Like, you think that'd be a good thing. They're going to make more money now. However, almost immediately, people started complaining. So the biggest thing was they saw the normal prices of the PCs and thought that was the price they're going to pay, until they got to shipping. And then shipping added $1,400, $1,700, and adding that on top of your $5,000 PC is kind of shocking. It kind of feels like you're being like swindled or like tricked into paying more. But then if you look at like the fine print, it's clearly it's $100 or like $250 in shipping, which is insane. But then they also hid all the duties and taxes in the shipping cost instead of just baking it into the cost of the PC. Because if you don't know, that is pretty much the standard. You go on a website, it knows which location you're in, and then it adjusts its prices, or it at least separates out the duties and taxes, kind of like how CyberPower does it. Because you can see shipping is free, but then the tax is separated, just so it's a little clearer and people don't have that shock value. So like, it is such like a minor detail to get wrong that I'm shocked so many people got upset about it. But then again, it is a pretty basic thing you should know if you're running a company, especially if you are shipping to other countries. You should maybe figure out what other companies do and just follow them, because they already figured out all the difficult stuff. However, it is the streamer way to end up just like doing stuff without doing any research and then putting on a subpar product and then people complaining and then doing damage control afterwards. Like, hey, we're just like a small indie company. Like, we can't be expected to know all this complicated stuff. Like, we shouldn't know how to like run a business. So Asmongold ended up having to like address this, and this is what he had to say.
I need some help. So a lot of people are frustrated about the prices of the shipping because we baked the VAT, the value added tax, onto the shipping. And we're trying to figure out the best way to do it.
Isn't that a question you should have asked before you launch this new service or product? Like, if you don't want to actually do the research yourself and you're just going to ask your chat on how to do it, couldn't you have done that before you launched it and before the backlash, so the backlash would never happen? Even though I think backlash is kind of stupid, but it seems like a constant thing with streamers where they just do this thing without putting any like forethought into it and then dealing with the backlash afterwards. But I guess like it doesn't really matter for them, because no matter what, they'll still have countless fans buying their stuff anyways, no matter how many times they mess it up. So I mean, they have no incentive to change. So this seems to be like an easy fix for them, so I doubt this is going to go on for much longer. But the thing that I don't get is like, Razer is like the flagship or like the most well-known PC builder, right? And their standard is all orders over $100 will enjoy free shipping. I'm on the Canada site, so it says to Canada, but if you go to the US site, it's for US, blah, blah, blah. And then you may say that like, oh, Razer is such like a big company, there's no way that a small indie company like Starforge can compete with Razer. But other smaller companies like iBuyPower also offer free shipping on their PCs. And like, I just bought $2,000 worth of writing gear from Italy and it shipped to Canada. And they also gave me free shipping, because companies realize when you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars in their store, they'll eat the shipping costs because people don't like paying shipping. But another small issue I could see come like bubbling back up in a couple months or like 6 months to a year is they ship all these PCs out to Europe from USA, but they don't have any centers in Europe. What happens when those PCs need service because they're still under warranty? Who's going to pay the $100 to $250 shipping costs to ship it back, and then the $100 and $250 shipping costs to ship it back to the customer? Now, I'm assuming you don't want to upset a customer with their warranty maintenance by making them pay for shipping, so they're going to eat that cost. But if they can eat that cost during repairs, shouldn't they be able to eat that cost when you buy the $5,000 PC?